like how the first 15 minutes was not getting ice. Okay.
It's not getting what?
Ice for 15 minutes. It's them
Oh,
getting ice.
yeah.
Alright, okay, I'm ready, whatever.
I'm ready to. Oh, hold on. I'm ready.
Welcome to the first episode review for Sword Art Online Alicization. Alicization. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
Together, we're Kids Tuck. We are anime viewers only, no source material. We're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. And before jumping in, it has been a while since I've seen 2, so there's some gaps in my memory.
There's probably a lot of gaps. Also, just the whole. I've seen the first half of 2. I should probably watch the second half of 2, but
it's only been alluded to, and I think we'll be safe. So.
Right, I will check it out. I will get up to date or make sure I have some knowledge. But the Sword Art storyline in general is just kind of all over the place, in my opinion.
It does kind of jump around, yeah.
So we'll see.
It's not like they follow a plot.
Right, there's not like a main, like Kirito's not out to do something. I guess he plays video games, really.
Yeah. So yeah, this one was hour long. So
it was long. I did not expect that. I thought it was the first 2 episodes, but it's just 1, I guess.
Yeah. So we get him in the beginning with Yu-Gi-Oh! They're trying to chop down a giant ass tree. That tree was fucking huge.
Right, and their children.
Yeah, their children.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was like, what are these memories? They can't obviously be real, but obviously later in we learn what's going on. And it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. So yeah, they've been swinging at that tree for 2 months, and they took 50 HP off of it. So
doesn't seem like very effective. Should probably find something else to do.
It seemed like there could be a punishment too, because Alice said like, "Oh, do you want me to make you chop it more or something like that?" And it's like, "Oh, okay, I guess you can get some strength swinging an axe 100 times a day."
True, he'll be good at swinging axes, I guess.
So yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward through a lot of bits of this episode discussion-wise. Their whole plan was to get some ice. Okay, so we go to the main actual thing next, which is into the cave, where they find dragon bones,
right,
and some treasure, which they walked there in a straight line. They apparently didn't know where they came in because they didn't know how to turn around 180 and walk straight back out. So they end up at the dark territory, which the mission is taboo to walk in there.
It is forbidden under any circumstance to
for
cross.
Regular people, not their knights. So
which is interesting.
We see 2 dragon knights fighting, which the dark territory dragon knight gets wrecked by the capital white knight, because light versus dark.
Right.
Keep it pretty standard that way. But when the guy dies, he's kind of like reaching out to Alice, and she kind of took it, I guess, in a way to make her compelled to go towards him.
Right.
I don't know if it was like a magic compel thing or it's a need to help someone. But
right. It was interesting, or it was just weird how she just, reached out for him to someone who I'd assume is bad if you're from the dark territory.
I mean, it could be just painted that way from the light side too.
Right. But she commits the taboo.
She trips, gets a finger in there.
Her fucking
like the
her
tip.
finger, or like this much like crosses. All right, who made this rule? Who's this anal about a rule?
I would think like crosses. You step into it.
Right.
Right. Not I touch it with my fingertips.
Yeah, right. And then like a almighty being shows up and he's like, "Gotcha. I'm going to tell." Like what? Like who's that? How does?
So, they're don't worry about it. You didn't really cross, just fingertips. Let's go back home. We got our ice.
We got our ice. We can save our food for a long time.
Yeah, apparently these people are very strict on rules too. They can't use like weather type magic because that's against the laws, and they have the taboos on top of the laws. So it's like you can go from your house to your yard back to your house, basically, kind of place.
Right. Which all this is in a game setting, which is strange. Like it's in a game.
Yeah.
Which is like, because it's weird, because like it makes me like feel, because obviously, you know, the knight shows up and it's like, give me Alice, you know, just hand her over.
Did they have not enough belts to wrap her in and like chains? Like, it's a small girl. How many belts and chains do you need to wrap around Alice to keep her constrained? You're a knight. You don't need 50 things wrapped around her to go execute her.
Right. I like how Kirito acted like he was gonna, you know, go save her, and that knight was just like, sit the fuck down. Like straight up just put him down.
We got Yu-Gi-Oh with a system alert.
Right, that was weird. Because this is one is kind of strange to me. It's like something bad happened to her, which if this was like a real world setting, I'd be like, oh, I'm kind of concerned. But it's like a game setting, so it's like, if they execute her, does she just, you know, make a new character? Is there more to this?
I think it's not even like a player character.
Is like an NPC. Like,
I think
maybe we'll learn more. I'm assuming we will. Because it was kind of shown that like Kirito was like testing this brand new thing. He was like in a room by himself.
Yeah, and that's where, I mean, we can just kind of jump through all the Gun Gale stuff and jump straight to that new system.
Right, the Gun Gale is
just them showing they're all together now in Gun Gale.
Right.
Really cool animation, by the way, when they're fighting.
Right.
Like,
and there was like a new group who like always wins that they went up against, but they ran. So is that always winning? I don't know. Is it winning if you have to run?
They're kind of like the people in Gun Gale Alternative, where they train and they don't care about looting gold or anything like that. They're just using it for training. That's what they seem like. They're like, that one guy's like, they're kind of abnormal. It's not good training, which is exactly what the people said about Lulinina and Pete and her and M. Right. So it seems like they're kind of similar. I'm hoping we get a Lulinina.
I was gonna bet money we were gonna get a reference on that BOB board of her name on there, but I guess not.
Yeah, like they're talking about some subtilizer person.
At least someone from Alternative. Maybe there was, and I just didn't catch it, but nothing stood out.
I didn't notice it.
Maybe it was like one of the minor.
Maybe it could have been like, because they did show a list of like a couple placements. Maybe hers was in there, but I doubt it. Because her and Pito would have been at like second or where they like.
Right, but they were BOB.
Got eliminated. Right?
Was it? Which one did they? That's a different anime. Who cares?
I just want a reference to Lenina. Okay?
Right.
But yeah, that was just them going together. But when they meet up, you know, they talk about that new full dive system, which Kirito goes into, but he can't remember of it when he comes out. It's kind of like, as he says, like a dream.
Which is weird. And he also mentioned how, like, time is different. He's like, time in-game is much different than time or real-world time.
They asked, like, you were there for 3 days. How long in real world? He's like, I don't know, like a week, a month. Not quite sure.
What, they mentioned it was 2 months or so? And then they mentioned it was 2 months at the very beginning? When they were chopping the tree?
Yeah, but again, that was 2 months in game, not 2 months in real life.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, yeah, what you're saying. Yeah, then yeah.
So like 3 days equals roughly 2 months, maybe.
2 months. Yeah, that would. Yeah, actually, yeah.
That we
reasoning. Unless he's been thrown into that world more than
once. That's what I was gonna say. He could have been like went in, came out, went in, because obviously he doesn't remember like what comes. He did kind of remember Alice's name. Because Alice was brought up, and he's like, that name. Something about it.
Because he said the place is called Underworld, and Asana's like, oh, from like Alice in Wonderland.
That is such a random... It's just a funny reference. It kind of felt like they just needed a reason to bring up the name Alice.
And it's like we don't even know if they have like a set world or it's like a whole bunch of different worlds he's going through.
Right.
And it's just this one he finally gets like this slight memory of.
Right. Which it is kind of interesting, like what the reasoning he's like I'm curious what the significance of that world is gonna be. You know?
Yeah, because I mean,
the
reason he kind of doesn't want to go back to it because he doesn't seem like it's for video games. It's
right.
for like something else, like actual, like cognitive state or something like that. Just brain tests and stuff because they're like doing the acceleration on the stuff to make it so like when you dream or whatever, you can dream a long time, but it's only like 2 minutes real life or whatever. It's kind of fascinating.
That is interesting.
I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I've never done that research myself.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think it is semi-true though, actually. So, yeah, they get really sciencey.
I think it could be true because I mean, there's sometimes when you're sleeping and you're dreaming and it feels like forever, but you wake up and it's like 15 minutes have passed.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And you're also in a state where you're flipping through dreams all the time. That's why you don't remember them all, and that's kind of what they're going with this VR reality, which is being made by Wrath.
Mr. Wrath.
Wrath.
But yeah,
and then they leave. He asks Asuna to go to America with him because, of course, America #1 in VR now. I guess
they want that PSX and that not Oculus and
get the Vive, PSVR,
right?
Vive, and but it's not looking like they're going to America though, because Johnny Black shows, who was the second guy from Gun Gale Online that never got caught.
Right.
And, he poisons Kirito, which he does get stabbed, I guess, by an umbrella in the leg.
Which I feel like is not that...
nowhere near equivalent.
Right. I feel like that wouldn't be that... It'd be like, ow, dude.
Asuna's going to have to, finish him off real quick or something.
Right, with her umbrella.
Because she has to pull Kirito out. And this is where I think the VR thing's going to come in. So they're going to have to put him in VR to slow his brain down, or I don't know,
we'll
do something.
See. It is. He's obviously not gonna die.
Yeah, he's the main character, so there's no point speculating if he dies or not.
Right.
But they have to get him to stay to keep doing that VR because he was going to leave. So.
Right.
I wonder if they're gonna have to put him in it or something weird to help against the poison. I don't know. Obviously, they have to stop the poison, so.
Right. We'll see. I'm curious where this goes. Very curious.
And at least him and Asuna are more together in this one. Clearly, they always play around with it in the other seasons. Oh, here's our little harem for Kirito. They just kind of ignored her and Gun Gale.
Probably my most resentful thing about Sword Art is the harem, the unnecessary harem, especially when you already established
yeah, everyone knows he's in a relationship and
right.
they still keep messing with it. It's like, these aren't people you should be friends with, dude.
But yeah, that's the episode. The long episode. Jesus. Yeah. You wanna score it?
Jump at scores. Yeah.
All right. So the usual first episodes. I don't know how I feel about Sword Art in general because it's kind of all over the place in my opinion. I'm not one of those people who are like, wow, Sword Art is trash. It's literally the worst thing to exist. It's just, it's hard to see the overarching story, because
it's another thing where it's like, you know what, we're just gonna come up with cool worlds and we're gonna spend time
that's
in those
what
worlds, and that's it. And it's like we're not gonna have an overarching plot. We're just gonna have fun with the stories that we have.
That's how I try and look at it because it's so different. The first season obviously is more hardcore. This season just seems like he's testing a game. But I'll say 6.5-ish, I guess. I mean, the first part of the episode was just him in that new world.
Yeah, we spent 15 minutes trying to get ice.
We pretty much spent an episode there. Pretty much the whole episode there. Get the ice. Then something bad happened. We don't know the significance of that because it's a whole different world. So we'll see. I'm curious. It's kind of, I don't know how I feel about it yet because it's like, if it's just a game, how important is it, you know? Like, how important is that girl if it's just a game? Who knows? She could be important. And then the second half was just kind of a lot of, you know, exposition. Kind of, well, they showed that they did have some cool action in Gun Gale Online. But after that, it was just kind of explaining stuff like, oh, it's this. Slows time down. Well, it doesn't slow time down, but, you know, it changes time or whatever. That's not correct either. The time perception is different. We'll say that. But yeah, it was all right. I'm curious to where it can go.
Yeah, this is. I think I'll agree with the 6.5, maybe a 7. Give it a 6.8.
Yeah, okay, man. Wow.
Get up. No, so I do think the world that they showed in the beginning is kind of cool and unique.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go unique exactly. Light versus dark is kind of same, but I enjoyed the world building of it and how the setup is between, you know, you got the dark area, the light area, and you know, I've kind of gotten into Sword Art Online to where it's just they're going to show these worlds and what kind of designs and stories they have for them, not
right.
some.
It's more like a
ridiculous.
It's not like Sword Art Online to me. I mean, some may disagree. Whoever reads the novels, it's to me, it's not like Sword Art Online the anime. It's kind of like Sword Art Online, and it's like an umbrella of different things under that title. Because it's like,
yeah, that's basically it. It's like we'll have the same MC, but he'll just go from world to world to world, and we're going to show what we can do in these worlds.
Right.
You know, the whole thing at the end of Johnny Black doesn't do anything for me because obviously Kirito's not going to die. You can't, you know, if he's dead, then you got no show. So.
Right. It was just, it seemed strange. He just come out to kill whatever. You know, I thought it's kind of, it feels like they're still trying to connect themselves to the whole death thing. You know, because like obviously the first part,
we're kind of like past that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We're kind of like the first part of season 1 was like intense death. I get that. Second part of season 1 wasn't really that. Gun Gale had that element, but it wasn't as intense as the first one. And then it just, I don't know.
Yeah, this Gun Gale, you can stop it by locking your door. Obviously, you figure out ways to get past your locks. The point is, lock your door. You always gotta use the little chain.
I mean, if I'm
too.
Going into full VR mode by myself, I'm locking every door. You know.
Sword Art to me is just what I want our life to be. Full dive. I just want full dive VR, man, where I can say, "I'm out, I'm going in."
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting. We'll see where it goes.
Right. All right. Spiel time.
As always, join the dark territory with us. Okay, that's the cooler side. His armor was more badass. His dragon was more badass. Join the dark territory with us. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You're notified every time we upload. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of this, what you did. And like, no confirming, denying theories, spoilers, anything like that, as we are anime viewers only, and plenty others are. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.